Okay, so let me start with a quick overview of the company, the kind of problems we're looking to solve, and the kind of market dynamics that we see. To give you a brief overview of IP Infusion, we're a company that's been around for 20 odd years. And as Tom mentioned, you've probably used some of our code already in some of the equipment you've been using. We were a source code provider for about 20 odd years, providing our source code and a very rich protocol stack to a lot of OEM vendors. We've got some very big names that deploy our platforms, and they've been using that to build their own solutions on top of it. As a result of this, we have a really unparalleled control plane, very rich set of features. And we also have thousands of customers, and as a result, tens of thousands of deployments. As a result of all of this experience, we really have hardened carrier grade software that really builds on the principles of open networking. We have a range of network operating systems that can run on white boxes. You choose whatever technology you're looking for, and we run a networking software on top of that. And that enables a wide range of choices and the ability to address multiple use cases. We've been really at the forefront of innovating with routing protocols and, in fact, open source routing as well. So when we started out, we were the key contributors to GNU Zebra OS, which later on evolved into Quagga, in fact, even Linux Foundation FRR, and most recently, DANOS operating system as well. And we've been very active contributors and participants with foundations such as Linux Foundation, Open Networking Foundation, and in fact, even the Telecom Infra Project. Very recently, we were recognized by GigaOM, which is an independent organization. They were doing a radar to really map out the landscape of different network operating system vendors. And it was a landscape of about 20 odd vendors. And they chose us and really positioned us as a clear leader, excuse me, in this entire space, mainly because of two factors. One is the breadth of our portfolio and the kind of the different types of use cases that we enable, and also the maturity of our solutions. So you can see here in this radar over here, we're positioned close to the center, and the closer you are to the center, the better it is. And I also want to mention to you that AT&T signed an exclusive agreement with us back at the end of 2019. They selected us as a key reseller and system integrator for the commercial version of DANOS, what they refer to as DANOS-Vyatta Edition. This gives us the ability to take DANOS-Vyatta Edition and be able to resell that to customers outside of AT&T, and we have full support as well. Okay, so let's talk about why we're here. 5G is really a transformative event today. And apart from the kind of benefits it's going to deliver to the mobile subscribers, from a mobile operator perspective, it is completely transforming the radio access network and the transport networks as well. 5G obviously delivers massive bandwidth, and that means that you need to rethink your entire network in terms of being able to deliver that massive bandwidth all the way from the access to the core. So if you think about it, when it comes to delivering 5G at the access layer, you've got many more cell sites, you've got massive amounts of bandwidth, which means you need a lot more new equipment that's going to be able to meet these needs from a bandwidth standpoint. And if you look at the access layer, then that poses high demands on the aggregation layer, all the way through the optical transport, as well as into the core. Now, traditional ways of delivering networking and your single vendor kind of solutions can no longer meet these enormous challenges. The kind of solutions we're delivering at IP Infusion with disaggregation really address these pain points, the different use cases, and we're looking at how we can accelerate the adoption of 5G. Disaggregation is a trend that's been talked about for a while. It essentially involves the decoupling of hardware from software, but also the ability for software to be completely modularized to build on cloud native architecture that allows you to deliver microservices in a containerized fashion and therefore really provide massive extensibility and scalability as well as elasticity. This disaggregation is now taking place, you can see, in two areas at the access layer. So one is the Open RAN initiatives that have been that have been sparked off by various community forums like TIP, as well as the Open RAN initiative, and being adopted by a number of mobile operators. You can see from the estimates from Deloro that Open RAN is expected to be about a $10 billion dollar investment by 2025, which is going to represent more than 10% of the total radio access networks. And DCSG, which is the disaggregated cell site gateway, is expected to be close to about 200 million by 2024 and about close to 20% of the entire cell site router market. So you can see that there's massive momentum behind disaggregation today. And as you look at this disaggregation at the access layer, what that means is you need to it poses new demands on cell site routers and gateways, aggregation equipment, optical transport, all the way into the core. And we'll be showing you how we're addressing that in very tangible ways across all these different use cases in the presentations that will follow. Now, our strategy is simple. It's threefold as to how we're looking to accelerate disaggregation for these 5G transport networks. To start with, and we're really building this on the key requirements that we hear from customers as well as some of the pain points. Now, disaggregation delivers really the ability for customers to break the single vendor lock-in stronghold. It allows them to roll out these services in a much quicker fashion with a quicker time to revenue and also be able to innovate at their own pace rather than the slower pace that you would typically get from traditional networking choices. So how do we address that innovation piece? We're doing that by addressing diverse use cases all the way from the edge through the aggregation, optical transport into the data center. Our leadership in open routing delivers a platform that customers can start building innovative applications on top of. We're building intelligence into our operating systems and our offerings that simplifies the operations, allows our customers to automate their tasks, and thereby deliver greater operational efficiency. We also have the ability for programmability, northbound interfaces that allow you to integrate into existing orchestration networks and be able to manage the network from one end to the other, as well as be able to deliver a service orchestration. The second thing we're looking to do, and this is something that customers tell us, is how do we simplify the entire journey of disaggregation? Do I need to stitch this whole thing together? Well, we try to solve that by A, providing an end-to-end solution. B, we have a broad ecosystem of technology partners as well as integration partners. So we help stitch all those elements together for our customers so that they can deploy this really quickly. We also provide package solutions, hardware and software. Hardware with our technology partners, integrated with our software, delivered as a shrunk wrap package to our customers should they want to put this whole thing together. And that helps them with faster deployment and quicker time to revenue as well. A key pain point that customers talk about as far as disaggregation is concerned is how do I remove the risk? With the traditional vendors, I know exactly who to go to. I can call one person and take care of whatever problems might come up. In a disaggregated a network with so many different fragments, how do I put the whole thing together? Who do I call? Well, we're addressing this in multiple ways. One is we have a seamless migration to de-risk the adoption of the move over to disaggregated networks. We are able to provide a seamless migration from legacy networks to the next generation networks. You'll see in the presentations that follow exactly how we're doing this. The next thing we do is we provide a fully validated and a hardened carrier grade solution, which includes both the hardware and the software. We don't just throw the software over the fence. We absolutely integrate that and validate that with the hardware partners that we work with. And that gives our customers a great deal of confidence and reassurance that this is fully tested and fully validated. Moreover, we provide that single point of contact from a support perspective. We are at the forefront for all support issues with the 24/7 infrastructure, and we take on those troubleshooting calls regardless of whether it is hardware, software, or an application running on top of it. We debug it, we hand it over and divert it to where the problem really is, and in that manner we're able to provide the single point of contact and really de-risk the deployment that customers are looking to do with disaggregation. This is a view of the disaggregated network solution from one end to the other that we deliver. The access layer, we're delivering cross-haul solutions for addressing Open RAN as well as to address wireless backhaul use cases. We are building in intelligence both from an RF standpoint as well as integrating microwave as well for wireless backhaul. We're looking to support private 5G. We provide WAN overlay and traffic engineering features that provide for much greater operational efficiency. And we provide programmability and advanced telemetry for both automation and delivering insights. When you look at the aggregation layer, we're looking at delivering disaggregate solutions that have massive scale all the way up to 800 gigabits per second. We provide internetworking with existing legacy MPLS kind of networks, tunable optics that allow you to reuse the same aggregation routers and achieve much greater reach and efficiency as well. And then if you look at our optical transport network solutions, we have transponders that provide to customers with long range, high bandwidth with very low latency, going all the way up to 800 gigabits per second in the future. And then as you follow the packet to the core, you've got edge computing, you've got different points of presence that customers, our mobile operators have. And these all require internetworking solutions. Sometimes they're as simple as spine leaf kind of topologies, but they require a lot more features. And we deliver that with the kind of solutions that we have. And you'll be seeing this in the demonstrations that follow. This is a quick look at the entire ecosystem that we have of partners that we strategically align with, all the way from technology partners that include silicon providers, hardware partners who provide white boxes, system integrators who work with customers and have a 360 view of their network and are able to really help with the integration into their own networks implementation. Then we have a range of channel partners as well that provide our customers with fulfillment capabilities as well as global reach. In terms of deployments, we are very actively engaged with all of the different community labs across the world with TIP. For example, we are engaged in a lot of POCs as well as their community labs to help with the validation of our solutions. We work closely with TIP in terms of also contributing. We're a very strong contributing member. And then in their validation and deployment capabilities, labs, we are very actively involved across the globe. This is just a quick look of at that. And also very importantly, I'm happy to talk to you about the fact that we're in production today with our disaggregated networks. With 5G, we have an active deployment in production with Asia Pacific Telecom in Taiwan. With optical transport networks, we have Mundo Pacifico in Latin America. We have VTS in Africa that are deploying our optical transport solutions with a completely disaggregated approach to be able to provide high bandwidth in very, very hard to reach places. And then we have customers that have been deploying us at carrier Ethernet provider edge routers and also for data center use cases. So that's just a quick look at all the different customers that we have, and we'll be talking about that in some detail as well.